The rumor started quietly. A whisper in the corner of an interview, a fleeting glance on a broadcast, something so subtle that most people ignored it. But then she said it, Lee Min-ho's mother. And suddenly, everything changed. For years, fans had speculated. Moments on set, small gestures, fleeting glances, enough for imagination to run wild, but never proof. And yet in that one sentence, spoken softly, almost casually, a spark ignited a firestorm across the internet. She's special, she had said, not to reporters, not to cameras, but in the way only a mother could mean it. Her words carried weight. It wasn't the first time Lee Min-ho's private life had been dissected. Every appearance, every smile, every interaction with Kim Go-eun had been examined, analyzed, turned into headlines. But this was different, because it wasn't coming from an anonymous source. It wasn't speculation or gossip. It came from someone who knew him better than anyone, someone whose opinion mattered. Lee Min-ho's mother. The media had a field day. Headlines exploded. Lee Min-ho's mother approves of Kim Go-eun. Family speaks. Could this be confirmation? Fans react to Lee Min-ho's mother's sweet comment about Kim Go-eun. And within hours, social media was flooded with reactions. Fans dissecting the interview frame by frame, replaying the clip over and over, listening for every nuance. For the couple themselves, it was surreal. Kim Go-eun had always been careful, reserved, professional, focused on her craft. And yet, suddenly, she was at the center of a storm that neither she nor Dylan Wong had anticipated. No, wait, wrong name. Dylan Wong was someone else entirely. Back to Lee Min-ho. Kim Go-eun was suddenly at the center of a storm that neither she nor Lee Min-ho had anticipated. It wasn't just the words themselves that carried power. It was the context, the unspoken approval, the sense that this wasn't mere politeness or social courtesy, but genuine belief in her worth. Fans had been waiting for a sign, any sign, that the bond between Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun was real. And now, in a simple, heartfelt sentence, they had it. And yet it wasn't just joy. There was fear, too, because public attention is a double-edged sword. Every loving comment could be twisted, every small gesture magnified. But when Lee Min-ho smiled at Kim Go-eun that evening, when he looked at her the way only he could, everything else faded. The cameras, the rumors, the whispers, none of it mattered. It had started months earlier, quietly, slowly, almost imperceptibly. Their friendship, their trust, the subtle touches, the shared laughter, the moments no one else could see. And now the world was beginning to see. Fans remembered the early moments. The way Lee Min-ho lingered just a second too long. The way Kim Go-eun's laughter seemed to make him forget everything else. It wasn't acting. It wasn't publicity. It was real. And when his mother spoke, those private moments were validated in the most unexpected way. The following days were surreal. Social media exploded with fan art, GIFs, and threads dedicated to their every interaction. Fans scoured interviews, rewatching every clip, analyzing every glance. "They're in love," one fan wrote. "No one can deny it anymore," another typed. "Her smile alone says it all," yet another commented. But behind the headlines, behind the chaos, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun remained grounded. They had learned early on that love in the public eye could be fragile. It could be twisted, misrepresented, overanalyzed. And yet, for the first time, they felt a strange sense of relief. Because when someone who truly mattered said something meaningful, it changed everything. It wasn't just the fans who reacted. The industry noticed too. Colleagues who had watched their subtle interactions for years finally understood the depth of their connection. And yet, for all the attention, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun treated it with quiet grace. No grand gestures, no public declarations, just small smiles, quiet conversations, and shared moments of understanding. It was in these small moments that the truth of their relationship shone brightest. When no one was watching, they laughed together. They supported each other quietly. They held hands, not for anyone else, but because it felt right. And in that, Their love became unshakable. The public, of course, didn't always understand. Rumors circulated. Speculation ran wild. And yet, through it all, the bond between them remained steadfast. Even when cameras followed them, even when fans analyzed every blink and smile, they only saw what they wanted to see. Because real love isn't performative. It isn't scripted. It isn't meant for the world to approve. It simply exists. And yet, when Lee Min-ho's mother spoke, it became a symbol, not just of approval, but of acknowledgement, a quiet nod that this connection was more than fleeting, more than a rumor, more than speculation. It was real. From that moment on, the way fans viewed every interaction changed. Every shared smile, every casual touch, every fleeting look became evidence. And every new interview, every casual mention of each other, was analyzed with new meaning, because now there was validation from someone who mattered most to him. The couple themselves never sought attention. They never needed it. But the subtle shift was undeniable. A fan account posted a video montage. Mom approves, love confirmed. It went viral instantly. Comments poured in. Thousands, then millions. Fans sharing their excitement, their hopes, their joy. And somewhere in the quiet of their shared world, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun smiled. Because they knew the truth. Public opinion could shift. Rumors could rise. Headlines could change. But what mattered most was the bond between them. The trust, the care, the quiet devotion that no number of clicks, posts, or articles could measure. They remembered how it had started. A glance here, a touch there, small moments that no one else noticed. And they held on to it, even when the world was watching, even when the headlines screamed, even when speculation tried to drown them. They had each other. And in the end, that was enough. Lee Min-ho's mother's words were a spark, a validation, a symbol of hope and recognition. But the real story, the true story, was in the quiet moments, in the shared laughter, in the gentle gestures, in the love that grew stronger with every day. Fans may never see every smile, every touch, every quiet glance, but the proof was there, in every interaction, in every subtle sign, in every beat of their hearts. And as the world continued to watch, anxious, hopeful, and giddy with anticipation, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun moved forward, not for the headlines, not for the fans, but for each other, because in the end, love doesn't need validation. It doesn't need approval, but a quiet nod from someone who knows him best. Sometimes, just sometimes, that's the confirmation